Hi, I'm here to talk about the informed consent and counseling agreement. These are forms that professional counselors have when dealing with a client at the onset or the onstart of counseling, professional counseling. Every professional counselor should have an informed consent and counseling agreement. For instance, this one is by Kessler Bickford. And some of his things that he has on his consent form is up the top. He has his professional fees for the services. And he says, I accept only cash or check, and the fee for each 50-minute in-person session is $130. He says, unless we make other arrangements, fees are the responsibility of the client and are payable at the beginning of each session. He also talks about the confidentiality and the privilege and privacy in his counseling agreement form. Every professional counselor should deem confidentiality at the top of their agreements with their counselors. This would include the autonomy or the fostering, the right to control the direction, the client being able to control the direction of his or her life. That is the ultimate goal. There are instances, of course, when the Confidentiality Act must be broken. And Bickford says, exceptions to confidentiality, privilege, and privacy. He says, over the past few decades, the courts and the legislature have set forth certain exceptions to confidentiality that I may be mandated by law to disclose. So there are things that's by law that cannot be held in privacy and confidentiality. This all should be on the initial consent form between counselor, professional counselor, and client. And some of these things are to include, he says, I am mandated to report any suspected child or elder abuse. I must also intervene if I feel you are imminent, or if you are in imminent danger to yourself or others. These are just a few of the things that will be in an informed counselor consent form. We want the client to be able to make decisions for themselves. According to the ACA Code of Ethics purpose, there is beneficence, justice, fidelity, a professional relationship, and veracity, or dealing truthfully with individuals with whom counselors come into professional contact. And according to Scott Woodcock, 2011, an informed consent dilemma would be part of the reluctance to discuss an abortion counseling may be due to the fact that the term has acquired objectionable connotations. Woodcock goes on to say, sadly, it is not uncommon to hear of organizations providing biased counseling services for women dealing with difficult circumstances of unplanned pregnancies. All too often, respect for autonomous decision making is disregarded. So in other words, what this means is you disregard whatever the client's decision is, and we try to push off on them our thoughts, our guidance as to what we would have them to do. And then according to the ACA Code of Ethics, this is something that counselors must not do. Clients have the right to make their own decisions. This is also something that needs to be a part of the informed consent and counseling agreement. The question that I have is at the beginning for the professional fees for service. What do those that are less fortunate or those with mental health issues do when they cannot afford the $130 fee in order to get the provided services that they may need. Thank you.